Hey guys, so today we're doing a fun project for Flower Friday. We're going to be planting up 4 spring containers. So we had 2 here, one on either side of the driveway for, well, the last one was our Christmas display, but they kind of don't look so great. These get more shade than the ones over there, so they look better. However, we're going to be getting rid of these pots, or at least not having them in this location anymore. We bought these to take their place. And I've already attached drip into these. These come in, these are from Costco, actually, Costco online. And you screw this base on, which gives a nice little bit of area for the drip tube to go in and through the bottom. And then I ran it through the bottom. So this here is a couple of inches, maybe 1.5 inches off of the bottom. So this whole bottom will be filled with water. The excess will drain out into the bottom and then out the bottom of the pot. Then I ran the tube through this next piece that goes down in here. And this allows the soil to go into these holes, and those holes will be sitting down in the water. So the soil then above that, or the potting mix, will wick up through the entire soil bed. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do, actually, instead of doing this, is... I don't know, I hate to bury this under here and just have it fill in there and not really know exactly what's happening underneath there because I can't dig all this out. So I think still what I'm going to do, even though this is supposed to fill with water at the bottom, I think I will still put the drip in the top and then allow all the excess to fill in that spot. We also got these 2 new pots here to flank this bench. These were from Sam's Club, I believe, and they're not potted, they're not planted yet. These are just in pots. We put them there for Easter. I was supposed to do this whole project for Easter, but these 2 here had not arrived by Easter, and I wanted to do this video all at once. So let me go through the plants we're going to be using first, and I'm going to give you a couple of tips on watering. Probably not on these since they have that reservoir in the bottom, but on these that don't, containers are hard to keep moist, especially in the summer, especially in the sun. And so I'm going to give you a tip on how to help with that. So right here we have Nemesia. We have some Helichrysum white licorice. And then this is the fuchsia. I had no idea we could grow fuchsias here because it's so hot and dry. I used to grow them living by the coast. But this is fuchsia wind chime. It's an upright pink lilac. Now when I looked that up, it says that these actually, not only do they grow in an upright habit, but they also can handle a lot more heat and dry weather than regular fuchsias can. Now for these pots on either side of the garage door, and these were in need of some water, so I just watered them a little bit. So these yellow ones here is another Nemesia. I'll put the names on the screen. This is another kind of Nemesia that's white. And then these are Calabrachoa Eclipse Strawberry. And to give a little height, because we need some height on this wall, I got 2, they're cypress, they're Italian cypress basically, but they only grow to 10 feet tall. Now if you're not familiar with Italian cypress, that's those real tall ones, tall thin things right over there. So this is the same idea, but they only get to 10 feet. So once they've outlived their usefulness in these containers, we'll move them over to our Mediterranean garden. So the first thing I need to do is get these 2 pots moved out of the way so we can move the new ones into their spot. Now I'm gonna try something that I've never tried in a container before, and that is using soaker hose or soaker tubing instead of regular, tubing with drip emitters in it. And this is just made out of, same as a soaker hose. I'm just gonna loop it around through here a couple times. Make sure it goes by all of the flowers. They definitely need water. Okay, I've got this filled about to here. Now I'm going to show you a little trick to have a container hold on to moisture a lot longer. If you have any old diapers laying around or want to go buy some cheap ones, there are water holding polymers in these diapers. Now you can buy water holding polymers. They're much more expensive that way, ironically, unless you can get a really good deal on them. So just put these in a bucket of water. And just leave them to soak for a few minutes. Now they're full of water. We're going to take some of our potting mix. Now just rip these open. All of this goop is going to come out. And just mix it in with the potting mix. I don't know. I've obviously, if it's used against a baby's skin, it can't be super harmful. You never know though. But I used to recommend using this in your vegetable pots, but I'm not sure if I would anymore. I'm sure it's not the worst thing in the world. All right, now these polymers, you can already feel when you squeeze this, it's very, very springy. And so as the soil dries out, it will suck the polymers dry. And every time you water, they'll refill. And they'll keep you from having to water so often. This container here ended up with 3 diapers worth of the polymers, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Just put in what you think would be a good amount, and that will probably be a good amount. I don't know that there's a science to exactly how much you need. Anything is better than nothing. Just want to make sure that this potting mix is filled in all around all of the root balls. There's no root balls exposed to air between the sides or between each other. So here is the finished product. I gave them overnight to be able to rehydrate because they needed some water. I really love the combination of the leaves and the fuchsia color with these silvery furry leaves. So basically the drip hose comes, that's the 1/2 inch, comes from around the water supply, feeds this container here, continues around, and it goes up and over the garage door. I just stapled it in here. Down the side, goes into this container, and then the tube goes across into each of these. So this was a fun project to do. Obviously they're going to be bushing out and getting bigger. These will actually grow all the way through the spring and through the summer. So this should take us, right up to the fall as long as the watering systems work correctly. And so, you know, I don't know how fast these Italian cypress will grow. They may get engulfed with all these flowers. I have no idea. But these will definitely bush out. These should trail down over the sides. The fuchsias themselves could get probably up to this window. They should remain bushy all the way to the bottom, and then the helichrysum will just kind of trail over the sides and spill down a little bit. I hope they are as successful as my tulip lasagna pots were. These things bloomed almost 4 weeks. I was hoping they'd make it to Easter, and literally they did. They dropped a couple flat petals before then, but 2 days after Easter, they started to look a little bit spent, but they made it. And 4 weeks of tulips in one pot, I really can't ask for better than that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, share it with a gardening friend, and I'll see you next time.